What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day?
How was your week?
How is your life? Going. What are you waiting for? No.
Going.
Can I answer your question?
Might as well. What's up, babe?
So Miguel and I are going to talk about...
We finna fight.
No, we're not going to fight. We're going to talk about how, the challenges that come with with podcasting.
It's not podcasting.
What is it then?
It's anything. Anything that you're like, shit happens.
Yeah, I guess it is with because even when we used to present with Legal Shield, like I could not get in front of that room if I wasn't feeling right.
You know what? You know what just happened?
What?
You got into a fight at your thing, kind of. That's kind of like the feeling that you're having. Like it's like after a fight. But you had a problem at work, right? And now you have to do the podcast.
Yeah.
And you got to get it together to do the podcast
because
you don't want to bring that into
a crappy day.
Exactly.
And then you still have to perform.
Or it could be like if you were going on an appointment and then we get into an argument, but then before you go into the appointment, you got to get it together.
That's funny because when you say that doesn't affect my performance at all. Like it doesn't affect me. If you and I are going through something, I show up 100%.
You see, that's Sonja's dedication to you guys out there in the podcast world. She'll get it together for her signing business, but you guys, she's just going to start crying. Oh my God.
No, but I think, it would just be, because people see us and they think, like everything's just freaking rainbows. Well, maybe not, because we have had some podcasts where we get into it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those days. And with me, because I'm so emotional, like I'm in my feelings, right? I get in my feelings a lot, and it's hard for me to be fake.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had a challenging day. And so the first thing I do when I come home is I jump in the shower to wash off the shitty day.
You don't curl up and cry?
But then I get a phone call after my shower.
And they want to perpetuate this shitty day. Right?
I just wasn't expecting it. That's all. But it is what it is. And when it's time to shine, it's time to shine.
Yep.
That's all you have to say is, yep.
No, it's true. It's true.
And it's hard. It's hard for me. It is. It's hard for me. And Miguel's like, he walks into the office and I'm standing by my desk and he's like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, I'm woosine. I'm like trying to get myself together, so I can bring my best self.
And then I was like, well, I got something for your ass. Right? Sorry. Yeah. I didn't know you were having a shitty day. I didn't mean to hit you when you got downstairs. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it is what it is.
You do. Sometimes when it's time to get it together and buckle down, you have to.
Yeah. I was thinking of taking a few shots, but we didn't have no alcohol. So instead,
we got whiskey.
So instead, I had an energy drink.
We got whiskey.
Which did nothing for me.
And we had that nasty ass sake that we had on this podcast.
Oh,
we had
gross.
it on the table.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is something we need to talk to the kids about too, because there's times where they're going to have a shitty day and they still have to they still have to take care of business.
Yeah. There was earlier in the week, you and the kids, or maybe it was last weekend after we recorded the podcast. You and the kids were like, you were telling me that you guys were going to clean something up. You guys were cleaning or some shit. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how I wasn't involved in this shit, but you guys were cleaning.
It was cleaning. That's why you weren't involved in this shit.
I was probably fixing something.
Yeah. You always find time to fix shit when we're cleaning.
You know what? I was probably fixing the pool while you're talking shit, because that's not something you're going to do.
Hey, I clean the pool. I've scrubbed the pool.
No. I said fixing, not cleaning.
Oh, no. I'll call somebody to fix. Yeah. I'll make one phone call.
I was fixing shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you guys didn't want to clean, and you were talking about how you guys were looking around at the shit that needed to be cleaned up, and it was like, you guys didn't want to get started. It was just like, fuck, look at all this shit. And it's like procrastinating. And it's like you're torturing yourself by looking around and just, oh my God, look, there's a mess over there. And then look, there's a mess over there. You know?
I don't recall. Because if I see messes, I get down.
Well, you were telling the kids to go do something and they weren't, like, you guys were all just kind of hanging out, looking around at what needed to be done instead of doing it. You know? And I think that's something, like, I do it. It's kind of like when you're actually that book that, what is it? Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Like, he talks about how he'll sit and he knows he's going for a run. Right? Mm-hmm. But he'll look at his shoes for like 20 minutes and he's like, fuck, I do not want to go for a run. I do not want to do this. This is going to fucking suck. And you just sit there and all you're doing is torturing yourself.
Right. I'm trying to think of a situation where I get like that, because normally,
as opposed to just throwing the shoes on and go for a run. And then, you would be done with the run instead of, like, a lot of times you just sit there.
Yeah.
And you're still torturing yourself and you would have been done with the run or whatever it is that you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Homework or fucking whatever.
So during the week, I was looking around and I was going bananas because you know how I am.
Yes.
Let's talk about cleaning. And it was a funny thought because I started to think about how much you used to help me.
Yeah.
Until you started loving me the way I wanted to be loved. So I'm like, would I rather him love me?
We started talking about
the way, because you're acts of service. And before, you used to show me you love me by doing laundry, by cleaning the kitchen, by getting my car washed. You used to do all these great things for me. And then now that you recognized, well, she likes to be loved through affection and you've been and I'm thinking, okay, I think I
just like rub her on the back and slap her on the ass when I walk by. And I'm like, there you go, girl.
I'm like, I don't know which I prefer. I think
now you get the fuck out of here. Now you're changing your mind. You cannot.
So women.
You cannot change your fucking love language now. That is not, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I put 5 love language.
Next time we go to the conference, I'm fucking talking to Dr. Chow. I'm like, look, my wife's trying to change her love language now because I have hers is, what is it? Physical touch.
Yes.
And I fucking grab a titty, slap her butt, and now she's like, oh, now I need you to clean up some shit. I'm like, hey, I figured you out.
So this is in my notes. I put 5 love language. Not sure if I preferred him to love me by his love language, acts of service, or mine, affection. Now that he loves me the way I want to be loved, he doesn't help me around the house as much.
No. You know what? I don't know if that's in the book. I see, we're part of that group, and I see a lot of people like my secondary. I don't think they said anything about a secondary love.
Yes.
Did they really?
Yes. In the book, it says that most individuals have a secondary love language.
I think you're just talking shit because I don't remember.
I'm changing mine to acts of service.
You can't. You're officially changing it to acts of service.
I'm just saying, you guys need to be careful.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna go clean up some shit real quick.
But it's funny because I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking around the house and I'm like, that motherfucker hasn't even did a load of laundry in a while.
Yeah,
he hasn't. No, but that's a funny thought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
no, it's fucking hilarious.
So I texted him today and I said, hey, how about you clean a bathroom? Huh?
Yeah, that's how you sent it through a text. Please clean the bathroom.
I was nice about it. Anyways. Oh.
That leads us right into fucking something else. Hold up.
What?
All right. So.
Don't be talking shit, okay?
Well, it's about to come out. So recently, a few weeks ago, like we've been talking about on the podcast, we have been trying to do some right things and secure ourselves.
Because everything else we do is wrong.
Well, no, I'm not saying just things to get ahead, right? And secure ourselves for the future. We've been looking at different things.
Yeah.
And we started this is the first time that we've made like a pretty good investment, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking to our financial planner and he was like, well, I have investments through my job, right? And he was saying, well,
we have investments through Miguel's job. Yes.
Yes. We have investments through my job. And he was saying, before you give before we give the financial planner money, we should max out the investments that I make at my job.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty much, so he told me, he's like, and it doesn't really matter because all the money is our money. It all goes into the same bucket, right?
Right. Yes.
And then it all comes out of the same bucket.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter. So he was like, just increase your contributions for your work.
Right.
To, I can't even remember.
We were at 20%, which is really good. That's what everybody says.
I don't even know. But he had us bump it up quite a bit.
Yeah.
To the point where now, after the investments are made and the mortgage comes out and everything comes out, I make pretty good money. And my paycheck goes down to like $300. And Sonja looks at me like, you broke motherfucker. Like, you're not even fucking bringing money home. You're like, and when I look at you, you're sitting around, you're fucking around, you're not even cleaning shit anymore, and your paychecks ain't shit.
You better get to work.
And I'm like, hey, what the fuck? We talked about this before I made these contributions in my fucking income. I was like, we were planning on using your income, all right? It's not that I don't make money anymore.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. That direct deposit is showing something different.
So he was like, I don't know.
You better go get a second job.
I was like, something's up with your checks. So he was like, something's up with your checks. You better get a second job. You better start selling some
man.
shit.
But him and I, it was so funny because we were just talking. I don't know how this conversation came up, but yeah, I'm like,
your ass better get to work, do some overtime, something. I don't care. Damn.
Yeah, that was funny. I have money in marriage as one of our notes.
Yeah.
In here, and I don't know what that means.
We were talking about earlier in the week. Thanks for taking the note, babe, for us.
I did.
That's an inside joke between me and Sonja because she never takes notes and she never.
No,
she always has her phone, but magically never has her phone when we have to take a note. Mm-mm. And she's always telling me to take notes.
No, it's because it's late at night and we're talking and my sister's sitting next to us, by the way. We have an audience today, okay? She knows.
This is the first time we have an in-studio audience.
Yeah. Woo!
Hey, Ruby.
So she knows, we do the exact same thing now for business. And when our phone is attached to us 24, I can't say 24 hours, but when we're working, our phone is with us.
Except when you need to take a note.
And when we're not working, the phone disappears.
Not working for the podcast.
Right. Okay. So at night, when him and I are finally able to talk, my phone is charging. It's not with me, and your phone is always on you. So that's why you normally take all the notes.
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
Yeah, you're just trying to skate.
Okay.
Anyway, so we were talking about money and like how people talk about how money can't buy you happiness, can't buy you love, can't buy you all this stuff. But at the same time, like you need a certain amount of money.
Yes.
There's a certain amount of money that you need because if not, if you're in a relationship or whatever, it's going to put a stress.
Yes. And divorce, this is a known fact.
Yeah.
The lack of finances is the cause for divorces. Yeah. A lot of divorce. I don't remember what the percentage. It's up there, though. It's up there.
I wonder
it puts a strain on a marriage or a relationship.
Now that I think about it, though, is it a lack of finances or is it differences of opinion in finances?
It's both.
Because a lot of times people can have enough money, but if they're not both on the same page, you could have one that's like trying to stash some cash and then the other one's like spending it all. Right. And then when you go to check on how much cash you have, you don't have any.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's both.
Yeah.
It's both. And I tell Miguel because I'm pretty good.
Because I need to make some more money.
Yeah. His ass needs to make more money because I'm not your damn sugar mama.
Oh man.
Anyways, damn, see, I just lost my train of thought.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, you suck. We were talking about money.
Yes. Let's do this. We'll get back to it. I forget it. Finances are a problem for couples.
Yes, it is.
Right? That's what we were saying.
Man, we're going to have to get back to it because, yeah.
So, What's happening, babe? So your day was a disaster.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So the other day, I'm in the bathroom and Miguel's talking to me and I'm talking back to Miguel.
Yeah.
Right? I'm in the bathroom. I'm using the bathroom. And what's funny as shit, literally, is that when Miguel is taking a shit, I will try to talk to him and he gets pissed off at me because he doesn't like to talk to me while he's taking a crap.
Hey, you've never told me that.
What?
That it doesn't bother you?
It doesn't. So
all right, so then what's the problem?
It's funny because normally it's the woman, not the man. But in this case, it's the man. Like, you don't like to have a conversation with me while you're pooping. And I'm not even in the bathroom. Do you know that there's some couples that actually poop and talk at the same time? That's pretty gross. That's pretty. Ruby, do you guys do that? Ruby and her husband take a poop in the same bathroom. Yeah.
Hey.
And talk. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, when I was a kid,
and we've been married for 12 years.
My dad used to make me do that shit.
That's gross.
He'd be like, hey, I'm stuck with my homework. He's like, it's okay. Just come in here. And I'm like, it's
and
okay.
You would go in there?
I'll figure it out.
That's gross.
I'll figure it out. He's like, no, come in here. I want to help you.
He's like,
I'm like,
no.
like shit.
Literally
shit.
So is that why you're scarred? And we're not even the door's closed. Dude. Okay, Miguel's in there. The door's closed, and I know he's taking a crap. So of course I'm gonna be me and start having a conversation with Miguel while he's in there, and he's like, "Really, babe?
Just because you're like fucking with me."
I do.
Dude, I get pissed off. Like if I'm in a public one where there's stalls. If they're all open and you sit in the one next to mine, I feel like getting out and like kicking your door open. Right. Like I want to kick your door open and like throw you off the toilet.
That's so funny. Most men don't care. You're just different, baby.
But you know what? I saw this YouTube video where this dude, that it's actually kind of funny. But he has like a bowl. I think for Halloween, like he had a bowl of candy and he would sit in a stall that was like, you can't. Like he's in the middle, so you have to sit next to him wherever you go. And he would just wait, and when somebody would sit down, he would start talking to them like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And they're like, nothing." They're like, "You having a good day?" He's like, "Yeah." "You want some candy?" And he'll pass the bowl underneath the toilet, and you could see people are like confused, but then people will grab a fucking candy from underneath the stall. Yes, it's weird. It's crazy. I'd fucking slap that. I'd slap that bowl back under there.
You would do.
I'd fucking shit in the bowl and hand it back.
So I wonder because most marriages, people that have been together, even if it's just a relationship, like it's something that they do. Like taking a shit in the same bathroom. I want to know how you, what. All right,
for you guys out there, 480-912-5128. You guys don't have to give us your name or whatever, but I don't think that's
I talk to my friends who are married and in relationships, and they're okay farting on their men. Like, I'm not okay with farting on you, and you are not okay. Like, that's not something. I think I may have heard you fart twice, maybe.
It's good exercise, though. It's good exercise, too, because it keeps the muscles tight and you hold it in.
And that's why I don't think that's good.
What, I should let them out?
No.
Oh, fuck. What has this podcast turned into?
Well, it's a marriage. It's Opposites Attract podcast. And we talk about marriage. Speaking of
Opposites Attract and how I don't do shit, I cleaned the bathroom today.
Did you?
You know how much you couldn't even tell, could you?
I couldn't. I re-cleaned the shower and the bathtub because it didn't look like you cleaned it.
Good.
You didn't. You cleaned it half-assed, didn't you? Did you clean it half-assed?
No, if you don't like it, clean it yourself.
Did you clean the toilet too and around and in the back?
Yeah, in the back. All of it. Anyway, so you should see. It took me 20 minutes to get all your shit off the fucking counter. Like mine, I grabbed it.
Mine is in a little basket.
I have a little thing with my toothbrush and my flosser thing. And then I have my toothpaste. And I grabbed both of them and I moved them. Your shit, I had to make like fucking 9 trips to get all your shit off of the counter.
Oh, because I didn't have it all in the basket?
No, you just have all kinds of shit all over the counter.
Yeah. I have my moisturizer. I have all
right,
everything I need.
We're going to end this podcast if you start going through the list of shit that you have on the counter.
Well, you're a man.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm a woman.
I know. I just thought it was funny. It's like opposites attract.
Yeah.
You know, I have
it's
two.
It's kind of like,
19
you
bottles
go
of shit on the
into
counter.
your underwear drawer and all you have are boxers. And I have a lingerie drawer, a toy drawer, underwear drawer, and a bra drawer. I don't hear you complaining about any of that.
What? Whatever.
You're a man and I'm a woman.
It's true. This is true.
Yeah. You have one spot you need a wipe. I have two.
That is true. We're pretty lucky.
You're a man. I'm
pretty
a woman.
lucky.
Yeah. You know what I don't get?
What?
Why is it that us women have all this unnecessary shit we have to go through?
You guys do it to yourselves.
What? No, that's how we were made. What do you mean? You guys don't give birth. You guys don't have to go through carrying a baby and then.
Hey, don't be kicking me at.
What?
Today's society is very inclusive, and I feel like we had these babies. They are our babies.
From what I remember, when we had
I was in the pool.
We had home
I was
births.
in the hot tub with you.
Yeah,
and we were
smiling while I'm taking. I have a picture
1, 2,
where
3,
I'm in pain. Right, I'm going through a contraction, and my niece is there to witness this, and she's there, and Miguel is smiling at her with a thumbs up while I'm going through a contraction. But we had this baby.
But we were in there together, weren't we?
Yeah, but
I delivered the baby. You didn't do that shit by yourself,
dude. Shut up, man.
You didn't do it by yourself.
You caught the baby while I pushed.
I coached you.
Through the ring of fire?
I coached you. Yes.
Did you feel the ring of fire? Do you even know what the ring of fire is?
I felt it when I.
Do you know what the ring of fire is?
Yeah.
What's the ring of fire?
That's that point when the fucking cone head pops out.
Where what? The cone
when
head
it burns.
pops out? When the baby's head is like right.
I know.
Yeah.
I know these things. When it's crowning.
Did you feel it?
Crowning. You see that fucking doctor terms on this podcast. Right? Say I'm right.
You know what?
I'm right.
If we can switch for a day, I would do it.
You know what?
Would you do it? Would you do it? No, for an entire month, not a day.
Would you get kicked in the nuts?
When have you gotten kicked in the nuts?
I've been kicked in the nuts.
How many times within your life?
How many kids have you had?
2.
I've been kicked in the nuts more than 2 times. I've been kicked in the nuts. You're probably can't count it. You can't count it on 2 hands.
You're going to compare that pain to having a child.
Look, I've done jujitsu. I've played football. I've been a boy. Fucking, there's a game where you just hit each other in the fucking nuts.
Okay, because you guys are stupid. And you guys do stupid shit like that. Yeah. I've never asked a female, hey, kick me in my vagina.
But, and we don't ask to be kicked in the nuts or any of that shit, but you want to have more kids, right? When you see oh my God, let's have another baby. You don't hear any fucking dude like, yeah, let's fucking get kicked in the nuts again.
How are you comparing that to having to
I'm just saying, because
birth. Anyways, if we could switch for a month, would you do it?
Okay.
Would you do it?
Are we having a kid for a month?
Oh, he doesn't get it.
In that month, am I 8 months pregnant?
No. Well, I'm not even. No. Let's not even go there.
It's just a regular month.
Yeah, you can be a female for a month, dude. I would do it. That'd be fun.
Me too. I'd be pinching my nipples the whole time. I'd be like, fuck, look at these things.
We would be totally different though.
They're on me now.
Because I would be chasing you. You know, you put my my, how do you want to say, my horniness
what the hell
into
would
a
happen?
man's body.
We'd be like, wait, do this. Wait, you do this.
Jumanji.
What?
When the girl comes back
into the guy's body?
into the game as
Jack Black.
Yeah.
She comes out as Jack Black in Jumanji. We were watching Jumanji yesterday.
Yeah.
That's a good one for the quarantine when we get locked down again.
Why are you throwing that out in the universe?
It's just numbers are going up.
Have you checked the numbers?
I don't know. That's the word.
Because I've tried to stay away from that.
That's the word on the street.
Well, yeah. You haven't checked the numbers? You haven't looked into it?
No. No, there was a time when we did a lot.
I know.
But now it's just like, hey, be careful.
Be careful.
Yep.
All right. So the other day, I don't know who got this message, but my husband and I, it was my stepdad's birthday. So we called him to sing happy birthday to him with the kids.
So somebody got the message.
And I called my mom the following day because I didn't hear back from Alex.
Yeah.
And I asked her if Alex got the message. And she said no, that he didn't get the message.
Oh, that
so
sucks.
Somebody else is going to get a voice
message. Happy birthday to you.
Cha, cha, cha.
Yeah. Hi, yeah. Stick your head in hot lava. Whatever the kids
Yeah,
say.
the kids were so disappointed that he didn't get the message.
Yep.
Anyways.
So we were watching this podcast, a Joe Rogan podcast. This is one that you guys should check out. It's episode 1558 with Tristan Harris. And he was the guy that he worked on The Social Dilemma on Netflix. You remember that one?
Yeah.
It was about social media. That is one that you guys, like, we've talked about it. We've talked about the kids being on social media, and we're not down with any of that shit. Like the cell phones that, I mean, they have a tablet, but like we've said, it's limited. But
I was thinking today, because I had Audrey go onto my phone and do, to look something up. And she's not familiar with the phone. She's not familiar how to work with it.
They can get pretty familiar pretty quick. No, because I think their Amazon tablet it's an Android tablet. I mean, you can learn how to install and uninstall. You can learn how to take pictures and move files around, and, it's enough for them to learn how to do it.
But I don't see them doing that. I hear them asking Alexa.
That is crazy.
And that's a problem.
That is crazy. You know what? That reminds me of fuck, we're going to get all over the damn place with all this shit.
We're
anyway, with this podcast, like, you guys should really check it out. There was one thing that he said during that podcast that really opened my eyes. It was like all the CEOs of all these social media companies, they don't allow their kids to have social media.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He said that
I wonder why.
The person, I don't know if it's the CEO, or I don't know if they have a CEO, but I think it may be Oscar Mayer or whatever. But Lunchables, whoever is like the head of the Lunchables product or whatever, they don't allow their kids to eat Lunchables because of the shit that's in it.
Yep.
And it's like, well, that's a fucking clue.
Yeah,
like, if these guys are so damn smart and they got these companies to the places where they're at, and they know everything that's happening with these companies, and they don't allow their own kids on it, that should be a clue.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And one thing that they talked about in The Social Dilemma, if you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But one thing that they said in there was, if you're not paying for it, you are the product. So do you pay for Facebook?
Nope.
No. You pay for Instagram? You pay for Twitter? You pay for Parler? You pay for anything? No. Then you are the product. You are what they're selling.
Right.
And that is what it is. They're selling advertising. They're selling. It's freaking crazy. And when it comes to the kids, I mean, yeah, they can learn on their tablet, their limited experience, but they're quick to pick stuff up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think it's necessarily healthy.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
I think it's
one thing that you were just saying though is how they were just talking to Alexa. Like, they don't even ask.
No. Like, they don't look shit up. In. Yeah. They just ask Alexa.
And at first you're kind of thinking like, well, you at least still need to know how to write so that you can search stuff. Right? But do you really? All you really need to know is how to talk.
Do you know how dumb that's going to cause problems?
There was damn it, I can't remember where I heard it, but I told you about it. And it's when you get so far advanced that you go backwards.
Oh,
you remember what I was telling you about that? So let's say kind of like back in the day, people used to believe that the earth was flat, right? And then people developed telescopes and they started looking at the stars. They started seeing things.
Yep.
And they started figuring out that, you know what, maybe the earth is not flat. Maybe it's round.
Right.
And then you have the internet. Then we started taking pictures. We start sending rockets. We start doing all this fucking crazy ass shit.
Yep.
And then the internet comes around and we start sharing information. And there's more information about space and about all that shit now more than ever, right?
Yep.
But all of a sudden, in the last, 10 years, there's a group that is growing that has developed of people who believe that the earth is flat. Like, this shit is all a scam. It's all a hoax. And it's like we went from believing that the earth was flat to getting so advanced that now we have people again that believe that the earth is flat. Like, they don't believe any of the shit that we've talked about, that we've proven.
Right.
It's like, nah, earth is flat. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah. It's kind of with religion. I mean, people, they say that we're more a spiritual society versus a religious society.
Yeah.
Because, well, back in the day, they used to think that the sun was a god.
Yep.
And then the more, information that came out, people started to know the truth. And now with religion, it's kind of taking that same,
it's taking the same path, the same course.
Yeah.
And things are changing that, through science. And I think that's the thing, is that a lot of times religion will fill in the gaps where we haven't been yet, where we don't understand yet with science.
Yeah.
But then eventually it kind of starts filling those gaps, and it's like, well, this is the reason for that,
Yeah. These past, few days, moving on. Are you done with all that?
Moving on.
Like, I've been in this funk, right? Like, I just been, just not feeling myself. I haven't been feeling myself.
Oh, God.
And I started to miss, just being out. Because even though we have been out and about, I haven't been connecting with my spiritual people, people that get me, and we have conversation, like you and I, we talk, but it's on a different level. Like,
it's on a lower level. Look at my dick. I'm just kidding.
Really, babe?
I'm just kidding.
Are you serious?
I'm just kidding. Check this out.
Oh my gosh.
Look, it's a mangina.
Miguel has a mangina. See, do you hear what I'm saying now, Ruby?
Sorry,
whenever I try to get into the subject, you always make a joke and you always throw me off, so I can never get there. Anyways.
Sorry.
So I started to realize that I need to start reaching out. I found out that my cup, I was just empty, because I am a giver and I tend to help other people when they're going through, situations. I'm a giver. So I keep giving, and then I end up empty, not recognizing what I'm feeling is that emptiness, that I need someone to pour into me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? On a spiritual level.
Yeah.
I used to have those meaningful conversations with individuals that are well connected or aware or believe in spirituality, when I can't have those conversations with you.
Yeah. Is that an extrovert thing?
It could.
Because I'm kind of thinking about that right now. Is that an extrovert thing? Because I'm good.
Yeah, but you don't believe in, you're not spiritual either, though.
I don't know. I'm just saying, you're an extrovert, and you feel like sometimes you need to be around people, talk to people to recharge, re-energize.
No, because I'm around a lot of people. Well, I do my signings.
Yeah.
And we've, gotten together with some individuals, but the conversations that we have are not deep. They're not meaningful. They're not.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I didn't recognize that until I met with one of my friends who we can have these conversations with.
Yeah.
And then once him and I started talking, he helped me to recognize that these conversations that he feels maybe needed for me. Yeah. And then after that meeting, I felt great. I felt energized. I felt recharged.
Yeah. How many people do you have that you talk to
Ooh, like that?
Yeah.
I used to have a whole lot. And then when coronavirus,
is that when you were talking shit?
Happened.
Like, oh, you could talk shit to anybody.
I disconnected from those individuals, and now I've been reaching out to them.
Yeah, you did have you had a few people that you would get
at least 10.
True. Yeah.
That I've had a really good relationship with, where we would meet up, and then Bible study. I mean, that's another group of 10 women that I used to meet up with and have conversations with, you know. And all of that went to the wayside as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, but I don't know. Being an extrovert, going through the times that we're in is difficult as well.
You guys should Zoom together.
Thank you for bringing that up. It's not the same.
I know.
It is not the same. Like, I'm one of those individuals that I like the one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know, I like to be able to touch. No.
You're very touchy-feely.
Touchy-feely. But you don't get that same connection.
You see? Acts of service is not...
You don't get that same connection.
You don't hear her talking about, like, I need you guys to do something for me. She wants to be touchy-feely.
Yeah. Anyways.
That's a callback.
It's a callback?
Whatever. Anyway. But yeah, no, I understand. That is important for you.
And I've tried, like, with the Zoom meetings, it's just... It's different. It's not the same.
Yeah. No, it is.
I will die if everything goes that way.
You had that conference that was online, and it's just like like people are walking away and doing whatever. You know, it's not the same.
It's not, and it sucks.
Yeah. And
if this were to be the new norm, I don't know what I would do.
Well, we would have to adjust. We have to figure it out, and we have to adjust.
How do you adjust?
I don't know.
Like, if this is the new norm and we have to wear masks.
People are pretty... I mean, we've been pretty crafty in the past. The way society has been, it's changed over time. We'll figure it out. And this isn't going to last forever either. You know, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But last week we had Audrey over. Well, Audrey over. She lives here. But she had her friends over, and they were having a sleepover.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of cool to hear, like, they were just partying upstairs. They were just partying. Like, they had the music blasting. They were singing. And I was down here in the office/studio, and I'm, working on stuff. And I can hear them upstairs, like, just singing at the top of their lungs. But they weren't, like, shy. Like, they were just kind of, like, blasting the music and just singing their hearts out. And the other funny thing was that when you hear the music, everything is edited. Yeah. And I didn't tell them anything. You didn't tell them anything. That's just what they picked to listen to.
That's Audrey.
Everything is like the radio. Yeah. She's always listening to the radio version of whatever. She doesn't want to hear any of the bad words or any of that stuff.
Yeah. And that makes me happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
But too, she'll correct you at times if you're listening to something crazy too.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there's times it's like, hey, it's just a bad word, but it depends on the music, on the song. Sometimes it's like, well, yeah, this needs to get changed. Or that I don't even play that really. Like, if something comes on, like, I'll turn it off.
Yeah, because you listen now to more country.
To a bunch of country.
Isn't that crazy?
Motherfucker shit.
Oh, I remember he used to make fun of it. He used to make fun of me all the time. All the time.
Motherfucker shit.
And all of a sudden, I walk in one day and he has country on.
I like
and you sing it.
And you know what? There's some of the song. There's one song. What is it? Oh, fuck. Darius Rucker, Wagon Wheel. I like that. That song is so fucking country. So country.
Sing it. I forgot.
Fuck, I can't remember. I know the name, and I know he sings it. Oh, fuck, I can't remember how. I'm going to have to play it, though, later. Anyway. But yeah, it was funny. But the other day, I was also hanging out down here with Audrey, and a song came on that I was playing, and it was a song called Kick Push.
Oh, yes.
By Lupe Fiasco, who's one of my favorite rappers. And this song is just, Like we're hanging. I was washing dishes, not doing, just hanging out. And she walks in, and I tell her, I was like, listen to the words of the song, because she like skateboarding a little bit, and Joey's into skateboarding a little bit. And I was like, just listen to the words, because the song is all about skateboarding. This kid that got a skateboard for his birthday when he was a little boy, and he kind of just, he would get kicked out of places. Security would chase him out, and he kept skating and got good at it, and met a girl, and she was into skateboarding. But there wasn't really like a lot of curse words. It wasn't inappropriate, but it told a story. And I was telling Audrey, I was like, just listen to it. And then when I started thinking about like the music today, I don't think there's very many songs that you can tell, like, listen to it. Yeah. Listen to it. Listen to the words.
Yeah. The music from back in the day would share a story.
At least like the pop stuff, like the stuff that's really popular that gets played on the radio. Like, you can't do that anymore.
But I wonder if it's just because we're old. Is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're old and things are changing. Because think about it.
Kids.
When you think about our parents' music.
Yeah.
They tell us the same. I remember my mama telling me the same thing. And I just look at her like, you're old. And Audrey tells me that shit today. Like, Mom, it's 2020. I'm like, looking at her.
Fuck's that
like
supposed to mean? What the hell does that? What were you guys talking about?
I don't know, man. It's just things that I don't know. I don't remember, babe. But she tells me that all the time. It's 2020, Mom. It's 2020.
What the hell?
But it's weird because I don't see us as being old. You know what I'm saying?
Like we're out of it now?
Yeah, like I don't until we start talking about things.
We might be.
And then we talk about things
Ruby's
that we
nodding
went
her head,
through.
yes.
Things that we've gone through or things that we've went through, together. Do you hear my stomach?
You know what? I think if you get excited about like a fucking robot
hungry.
vacuum and a bidet, you're out of it. I think you're out. I think we're out.
Babe, shut the fuck
fucking
up.
Kids, they're not into robot vacuums and bidets. I think we're out. That's probably what happened to our parents. They had no idea. They were like, we're still fucking cool. And then this was happening to us now.
I'm cool. I don't know what's wrong with you. No.
My dad's a dork, and they just fucking walk out with their friends. That's happening.
My mom was so young. Like when I think about, just back then, and I would remember her like just singing around the house. She would use like her hairbrush.
Yeah.
And would sing around the house because she used to go to this bar and they had karaoke, and my mom loved karaoke. And she would walk, around the house singing and dancing. And she was about 40 years old.
So
she was about 40 years old.
So how many times did you go karaokeing in your 20s?
A lot.
Did you really?
Hell yeah. Babe, you were in, I don't know where you were living at the time, but we used to have fun.
I guess some people do.
We used to get, we had a whole lot of fun.
But you would go karaoke.
We would go to the Purple Turtle.
My
dad used to go to the Purple Turtle. Those are a few places. Applebee's.
I got a fucking Purple Turtle.
You do have a Purple Turtle.
I'm just saying.
That's so funny. Oh my God. See, Shiny, you just threw me off.
Now,
what the hell I was talking about.
Next story.
Because as soon as you said that, I thought about Klaus.
And if you guys want to pick up a Purple Turtle, you guys can go to oppositesattractpodcast.com and click on the support the show tab at the top. I don't think they sell Purple Turtles on Amazon, do they?
Babe, shut up. Go.
Anyway, whatever you guys purchase through Amazon, we get a little bit of a kickback if you go through oppositestrackpodcast.com. Click on the support the show tab at the top. It'll take you to our Amazon link. And you'll also see a link to Trust Inc. And Trust Inc. is?
We are a nationwide mobile notary agency. We do a lot of signings for title companies. We notarize documents for a lot of law firms.
So if you're buying a house,
yes.
if you're buying a house, request Trust Inc. to do your signing.
Or if you're refinancing,
say you want Trust Inc. to do your signing.
Yes.
So, and we're also affiliates with Libsyn, who is they host our podcast. And if you guys have ever thought about starting a podcast, if you're passionate about anything, oh man, I'm struggling.
There you are struggling. What are you drinking?
Guys are
hubba.
No, if you guys have thought about starting a podcast and you want to give it a shot, you can use promo code OAP through Libsyn, and that'll give you the rest of whatever month you sign up in for free, and you'll get the next month for free for using promo code OAP.
Alrighty then.
And back to the purple turtle.
Oh, so you and I were talking about this the other day.
The purple turtle?
Okay.
Who's purple turtle?
So when Miguel gets out, like when he's in the shower, I'll go in there and slap his ass. I scared the shit out of him remember?
You try to sneak
I love it.
You try to sneak in on me.
But I did. What do you mean?
Yeah, you did.
I scared the shit out of you.
You did scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
She's trying to fucking kill me. I do have insurance through my job.
Yes.
And she's trying to collect.
And it comes to me. Not. Anyways, but he was okay. Now we're getting very personal. Okay, so he was getting out of the shower, and he says that sometimes, because we have a big mirror in front of the shower, that he looks. Go ahead. You want to explain it?
Oh, we're getting into that.
Do you hear my stomach? It's growling.
Is it?
It sounds like a monster.
Let's talk about that. No, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I went to pick up. Should I get into that? I went to pick up Klaus, our tortoise, and his head was totally inside his shell.
Looked
and
like
I
my
told
purple
Miguel, look, it looks like you.
It was cold that day. No, there's days, like I told you, there's sometimes when you're like, this is not my best day.
Yeah.
This is not, nobody needs to be around right now.
Well, who is going to be around?
I'm just saying. Nobody needs to be walking in like I need to throw on something real quick.
You mean me?
Yes, you.
Yes.
But there's some days, it's
where you're looking heavier.
It's respectable. It's respectable. It's like, you know what?
We were talking to Klaus, and I'm like, look, babe, he reminds me of you. His head is all the way in.
God. Do you know your mom listens to this? And
my
mom?
All
right.
They know us. We should have
mentioned this before we got into it. It's too late now.
Surprise.
Yay. But,
Miguel has a purple turtle, and then Joey has a pink turtle.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
And with that, no.
So, dude, we got this little cat now, right?
Yes.
And today I picked up a little, what is it? A cat condo, fucking
catty
little climbing thing with platforms.
Yep.
And I had a friend of mine on Facebook that I was in the military with, and he's like, dude, you used to be a true G, and now you're a cat lady. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Yeah, this cat
loves Miguel.
Yeah, it's funny. But she's sweet.
She's sweet. See?
Yeah.
See?
Fuck.
You bonded with a kitty cat.
And I'm pimping her out.
What?
On Facebook? I'm taking videos. Fuck yeah. Hey, if I post a picture, it's got our logo on it. I'm just saying.
But she's crazy too. Like, she's lovable, but she's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, she'll sneak up on you and bite you.
Yep.
Anyways.
So, well, shit, we were going back to it, but we were talking about Audrey and her friend coming over, and it was the first time when she was over here, it was the first time that I've actually seen like Audrey's sense of humor. You know what I mean? They were hanging out, and she said something about the cat, and she's like, oh, how cute. Audrey was downstairs and her friend was upstairs, and she's like, oh, how cute. And I think her friend was singing or doing something, and she's like, are you talking about me? And she's like, no, the cat. You look horrible. That's what she tells her friend. And she's like, aw. But she was just kind of being sarcastic.
She's trying to be sarcastic. That's the thing.
But
that's her whole thing. If that's her new thing, like, that's something she's trying out. And sometimes she'll say something, and I'm like, Adriana, are you serious right now? She's like, Mom, I'm being sarcastic. I'm like, that is not being sarcastic. You're just being a jerk.
No, but I'm not doing it right. She was being sarcastic. It was funny.
Yeah.
But I've never heard her like trying to crack jokes or maybe when she has, it was kind of like cheesy or whatever, but she was like, she cracked a joke and her friend was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah. The older she's getting, she's developing her little personality.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
And That's why, like, before you and I used to talk about how it's so sad because she's getting big. And I told Miguel, like, we have to get to know the new Adriana.
Yeah.
You know, and her personality and what she likes, because she has totally changed.
Yeah, she's getting big quick.
Yeah, she is.
It's freaking crazy.
Like, physically, she's getting big, but she still has, like, that young
we were talking
personality.
About they're
still
both
in
of the
her.
kids, they're still both, like, appropriate for their ages.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, they're not ahead or advanced. Like, you see some kids and they're like 10, but they act like they're 15, or they know shit that like 15-year-olds know. And it's like, who let them fucking figure this shit out?
Speaking of that,
what?
Joey the other day asked me where babies come from.
Oh, yeah. I tried to save you.
You did save me, but I thought you actually needed me.
Because I was so upstairs. You were in the bedroom with Joey, and I was in the loft. And I heard Joey saying, like, where do babies come from? But he was like, where do they come out of?
Yeah.
Like, it was
and
like specific shit.
Where did this come from?
And I was just I was waiting for you to come and hang out and watch TV with us. And I'm like laying upstairs on the couch, and I hear this going down, and I'm like, hey, babe, come here. Come here. Like, I'm trying to save you. Like, I thought you were just going to be like, sorry, Joe, got to go, and take off, you know? But,
and what age when are we supposed to have that conversation with him?
I don't know.
He's 9.
If he's asking questions, right?
But I wonder if it's because of Adriana. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, maybe he heard a conversation, or I don't know.
I have no idea.
And he's very curious. Joey is very curious. So he won't stop asking until you tell him.
Yeah, when he gets into question mode, it's just one after another.
So when do you tell him?
I don't know.
Because I said nothing, because you called me and I'm like, hey, daddy wants me. And I left. Like, I didn't answer his question. I left him.
Yeah.
And never got back to it.
Well, if you guys have been through this before, you can let us know how you did it. 480-912-5128. Because all I could think of was, like, trying to save you from answering any questions. I'm like, fuck. I was thinking about myself I'm like, they. I don't know what the hell I would have said.
Yeah, I don't. And I think it's different for girls. Maybe. Like the age range that you have the conversation with them. And I don't even think I've had the full blown conversation with Adriana.
Yeah.
And we just can't avoid it.
We're getting close.
And we can't just avoid it.
All right,
because they're going to learn about it. And it's better that they learn from us versus somebody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we're going to go through it.
And because we're older parents.
We're all going to go through it.
Like
on this
Ruby
podcast.
over here probably has an answer. Because it seems like the younger parents, and like they seem like they get it more, or they're more comfortable talking about it. See, she's shaking her head yes, versus us older parents.
I don't know. We'll see. But I know it's getting close. Like we're going to be talking about that soon with them. Yep. So we'll figure it out, and you guys will hear about it. So we also the kids had like this movie night at school. It was crazy. Like so they had like this big blow up movie. Screen. It was a screen, and they had a projector, and it was really cool. But it was fucking freezing. Actually, Arizona.
It was cold.
For those of you guys that are listening from Arizona, like the weather fucking lately, I don't know what the hell to do. I don't know if I need to turn on the heater, turn on the fucking AC or what. Like I turned the heater on a couple days, and then the next day, you know, you're like, we're fucking sweating in here.
It was like 82 degrees in the house.
We were freezing last night.
Yeah.
But so anyway, it was one of the nights that it was cold. So we're all hanging out at the school in the field, and I have my sweatshirt on, and I have my hood up, and I'm just laying back.
And a mask on.
And a mask. And I'm just like looking up into the sky. And it was like a completely clear night. And I'm looking up and I'm seeing all the stars and everything that, you know, and I have the app on my phone. It's called Sky Map, made by Google. So you guys can check it out. And it works off of your, the gyros on your phone. So you can kind of point it up at the sky and it'll tell you what everything is. And all of a sudden, like, I kind of have like my eyes closed a little bit, but I see this it looks like a star, but all of a sudden it gets like super bright, like really bright. And then it went out. And I was like, what the fuck was that? But you happen to see it.
Yeah.
You saw it too.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And the shitty thing is that I had my hood up and it was like right at the line of where my hood was at. So it was one of those things like I didn't get a really good, clear view of it because when I pulled my hood back to look at it, it burnt out.
Yeah.
So I started looking shit up and what it was is called a bright meteor. And it's kind of like a shooting star, but instead of you seeing it going across the sky, it's coming right at you. And that's what we saw. So that was kind of cool. And that night, because everything was the sky was so clear, I mean, we saw Jupiter, we saw Saturn, we saw Mars, we saw Vega, which is, I think it's the brightest star in the sky. That's not a planet. And it was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. You're so
What
funny.
did you think?
He has this app on his phone where it is really cool. I'm like, hey, what star is that?
Little
or
by
is that
little,
a planet?
little by little, like, well, Mars for sure. Mars I can spot. You know, if I look up at the sky, I can see it. I'm like, oh, that's Mars.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell by
I just thought
I
thought I was seeing things. I thought I just thought it was in my head.
Yeah. No, it's cool for those of you out there.
But then you said you saw it, so then I'm like, oh, okay.
What did you think?
I didn't know what the hell to think. I thought maybe I was just seeing things. Like I said, because there was so much going on. What?
And we saw a satellite.
Oh, yeah, that same night.
That same night, we saw it was either a satellite or the space station because it was
moving quick.
Because it was a star, but it was like really faint. Like you couldn't really see it very much, but it was so high up that it couldn't be a plane.
Right. No, because we saw a plane.
We saw
and you
planes,
said that's a
and
plane.
that's like way higher.
Yeah.
But it was moving across the sky. That was freaking crazy. Like we saw a bunch of shit that night.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So, take some time.
But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yes. All right.
So, thank you guys for being with us. We appreciate you guys listening. The podcast has been growing across the country, across the world. So, for any of you guys listening anywhere in the world, in India is like huge.
Didn't you say it surpassed?
It surpassed the United States, which is I don't understand.
Is that?
But for wherever you're listening from around the world, in the UK, in Europe, in Australia, in wherever you're listening from, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for taking the time.
Your support.
We definitely appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah. And how you can help is just share.
Share the podcast. Go to oppositestrackpodcast.com. You can share it with those that you know. You can share the clips that we have, and that also helps. And we're also on Parler. You guys can find us on any of our social media at Opposite Pod.
Have you been keeping up with that?
What?
Like posting on Parler?
I have a little bit.
Yeah,
I've posted every once in a while. I'll post on there. So
okay.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But
maybe that might be the next thing.
Opposite Pod. You guys can find us wherever.
All right, very good. Well, until next time, you guys.
We'll talk to you later.
Be safe. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We didn't even mention that. And
no, this is
there's so many people that are, that are not getting together because of where COVID's numbers are. And I don't know, we're going to go visit, we're going to go spend some time with my niece and stop by my dad's house. But be careful, wear a mask, make sure you're washing your hands and, being responsible for you and those that are around you. But I saw a post on Facebook that said, just kind of said, hey, you never know. This might be the last. Like, you never know what tomorrow brings.
Yeah. And like we mentioned on the last podcast, this has been a hard year for a lot of people, and we still haven't figured out exactly what we're going to do. I mean, we have some opportunities that are close by that we can take advantage of to help somebody else out or other people out. But if you can do that, if you if this year hasn't been as rough for you as it's been for other people, see what you can do. It's not too late. You can just buy a pumpkin pie and give it to somebody. Do something just to make somebody else feel good, because there's a lot of people that are going through some hard times right now.
Yep, that's for sure.
So we'll do it.
So if you could be a blessing to somebody else, do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. You guys do it. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. If you guys want to call us and leave us a message, you can call 480-912-5128. Thank you guys for listening.
And until next time, bye.